start off this live by saying half of this you just can't even make up. You can't even make it up if you want to. And I guess I'm just the one to attack always. And I just have come to realize that when you are as vocal as me, when you are as honest as I am, you essentially just have a bullseye on your back, because people then become afraid of what you will say. But the truth is, you shouldn't be afraid of what I have to say if you're not doing anything wrong, because I speak nothing but the truth. That's number one. Number two, following me and knowing me is like, I'm so direct. I'm so, I don't throw stones and hide my hand, you know? So I don't even know how to wrap my head around the level of stupidity that's taking place right now in the political arena. But you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to set the full record straight for everyone right here now that is watching. We are putting Senator Jesse Hamilton on full blast. Everybody needs to share this post right now. This post has got to go viral throughout the entire Brooklyn community. I'm calling on Crown Heights, Prospect Lefferts Gardens. I'm calling on East Flatbush. I'm calling on Brownsville. I'm calling on Sunset Park. I'm calling on Park Slope. I'm calling on Gowanus. That is all the communities that he represents. He so happens to be the senator from my particular my assembly district, which encompasses 70% of that Senate district. And so he's very fearful of the truth that I'm getting ready to bring to you guys about what has been going on in Albany for the last 2 years. And so for those of you who don't know what's taking place right now, you could go onto my Facebook page, and I posted an email that came out from an entity called Woke Brooklyn. Who's Woke Brooklyn? None of us ain't never heard Woke Brooklyn before. Woke Brooklyn. A quick little Google research. For those who aren't savvy enough, we trace that email right back to Senator Hamilton. Apparently, this email alleges I'm selling out the black community because I haven't passed a piece of legislation in the legislature. Really is a deflective type of email. But you know what? I'm going to turn this over to somebody who's here with me so that this way I could really give y'all the rundown of what has been transpiring. We ready to go? All right, guys. So, I really can't even make this up. So, for those of you who do not know, our home Senator Jesse Hamilton has been in Albany for the last 2 years caucusing with Republicans. Yes, he is doing the Bloomberg. He runs on the Democratic Party line, but when he goes to Albany, instead of caucusing with mainline Democrats, he caucuses with a group called the Independent Democratic Caucus. Now, before I even go into all of that, I'm going to need y'all to really go take a moment, grab your pen, grab your paper, because there's a level of research that needs to be done by the average person. If you don't know these terms of what I'm talking about, everything is on the internet. All you have to do is Google anything that I'm saying. So I want to be very clear that everything that I'm saying right now is not out of emotion. It's straight fact, can be fact checked on the internet. All you got to do is Google. First Google search, Jesse Hamilton is a Republican. It will show you that he has been caucusing with the Independent Democratic Caucus, a caucus that has been in inception since 2011 in New York State. And they started off with about 4 senators, let's say, and then over the years grew themselves to 8. Jesse Hamilton joined the Independent Democratic Caucus right the eve of Trump's election. And so he did it on November 6th of 2016, and then Trump was elected November 7th of 2016. I'm laying all of those facts out to you because it's very significant. The Independent Democratic Caucus from its inception, and when you go online and Google this, from its inception has always aligned themselves with Republicans. Therefore, when we are in the New York State Legislature, my house, the New York State Assembly, we are a Democratic house. But the New York State Senate is not a Democratic house. The New York State Senate is being ran by Republicans. Why is that? Well, numerically, there's more Democrats elected in New York State than Republicans. But not all Democrats caucus with Democrats. That IDC group, 8 of them, swing their votes to the Republicans. Therefore, when it was time to pick the leadership in the New York State Senate, they picked the leadership of Republican leadership. Jesse Hamilton was present for that vote that day. Do you know what he as a Democrat did? He abstained for the vote. Why would you as a Democrat Democrat from voting for the Democratic leader, Andrea Stewart Cousins, who sit right in that chamber. You want to know why? Because he's the type of person that likes to throw stones and hide his hands. It's a deflective move. So we have Republican leaders in the New York Senate. So what happens now is House, New York State Senate, Democrat House. The New York State Senate is ran by Republicans. Well, a little lesson about how a bill becomes a law and how negotiations go. You have to have your assembly. You have to have your bill pass the Senate. Those two bills, once the same exact bill, what we call St. As, goes to the governor to become a law. This is the level of negotiation that we do. Well, Democrats negotiating with Republicans, we are not getting a lot of things as a state that we need to get because we have Republican leadership in the New York State Senate. What am I talking about? What is being held up? Major money for our community by way of the campaign of fiscal equity. Google it, being held up in the state legislature. Reforms for this community, who has the second highest concentration of evictions in the county, is being held up because we are negotiating with Republicans. When we negotiate the budget, we negotiate with Republicans. When we did criminal justice reform, we were negotiating with Republicans. And mind you, our own home senator right here in Brooklyn is a part of that nonsense in Albany. Now, I was doing him a favor because you know what a favor is. A favor is me being silent and not really calling you out. Now, I had to pick and choose, and I had to really become pensive over the years on how I talk, when I talk, what I do, what I don't say, because they try to start painting me as angry black woman. There's something about the truth. It's like as you start to speak it, everybody says that they want to hear the truth until you start giving them the truth. So I had to draw back a little bit over the last few months and try to be very timely in what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, especially because I was fighting multiple battles at the same time. I'm fighting like 5 shelters being put in the 43rd Assembly District in 1 year. I'm fighting the Bedford Union Armory with the city trying to put $1 million condominiums in our community. And at the same time, I got a Democratic senator who was caucusing with Republicans. But you know what? Let me tell you what has happened now. Senator Hamilton sees the writings on the wall. He sees clearly that with everything going on in the federal government, looking crazy as it is coming from number 45, that we as a state, we need to be a true democratic state. And so he felt like, I don't know, I can't even try to give rationale behind stupidity, because he must have felt that I was not going to support him in the upcoming elections, and that the best strategy would be for him to send out an email trying to tarnish my character so that when I come to you with this level of truth, that it could deflect and that you wouldn't kind of be caught on to what is going on. His mistake. Mistake number 1, dummy. Pay the extra $10 and privatize. If you want to send a slander email for me, Diane Richardson, wouldn't you think that you're going to conceal my name? A quick little research from my internet warriors, thank you, Jesus. The Woke Brooklyn domain was registered to his name, registered to his address, which is on file with the Brooklyn Board of Elections. And anybody who has his cell phone number, you will see that is his cell phone number right there. Don't tell me the account was made up. And then when Twitter finally hit him with the 1-2, then he decided that he was going to privatize the account under an LLC, like we stupid and didn't screenshot and catch all of that. Now, I don't even know, you guys. I'm telling you guys, I can't even make this stuff up if I wanted to. I can't even make this stuff up. What's the email saying? The email is saying that I'm selling out the black community. Diane Richardson selling out the black community. Really? Like, you ain't coming nothing better than that? Me selling out the black community? If anything, I should be accused of being too much for the community and not enough political. Not me not being with the community. I don't even understand where they could go with this, but let me break down to you what is going on with this particular bill. First of all, it's very important. Number 1, the bill, I picked up that bill in 2017. It's a bill that will get a commission together to create some curriculum around African American history. I am the prime sponsor. That is my bill in the New York State Assembly. How could I be against my own bill? He introduced the bill in the Senate. I introduced the bill in the Assembly. We have the same as bill, trying to move that to become legislation. I have 29 co-sponsors on my bill. 29. So if someone is not trying to move a bill in the state legislature, I wouldn't have one sponsor. I have 29 sponsors on my bill, and I was actively moving that bill this legislative session. But let me tell you something. There's a clear difference between politics and policy. See, the bill is policy. The bill is good policy. We need that bill. But what Senator Hamilton started to do, he started to use that bill for politics. He started to race bait that bill and use that bill for politics. And so he actually muddied the progression of that bill through its legislative process. And what do I mean by that? He started race baiting on the bill. Oh, these people are racist, that people are racist. No, people are not racist. If you go and look at the co-sponsors of the bill come from mixed races from all over the state of New York. Nobody's racist. What happened is, and anyone in the legislative process will tell you, and if you don't know, I'm telling you now, every piece of legislation gets negotiated from different entities. And so we have a lot of education advocates all over the state of New York who wanted to negotiate the bill in different ways and actually probably strengthen the bill and make it better. He didn't want to negotiate with the groups, on the bill because he felt like the groups had been attacking him. Well, when you say, what do you mean the groups have been attacking him? You know why the groups have been attacking him? The groups have been attacking him because he's been aligned with the Republican IDC, and all of these education advocates cannot get the money and the resources for our kids back into the district the way that it needs to really be. For instance, I got school District 17, and we owed over $18 million from the state of New York through the Campaign of Fiscal Equity that we cannot get because we are sitting over here negotiating with a Republican Senate. So I don't even know what Senator Hamilton is talking about, and he was temporarily delusional and must still really be delusional right now. And I hope you watching, Senator Hamilton. You delusional, because to accuse me of anything other than always doing the right thing, you're a clown. Now, moving forward, with all the politics and antics that he has been doing with the bill, it slowed down the progression of the bill. So we are moving towards that bill and looking at that bill, and we'll get that bill done. But at this point in time, I'm not even interested in doing that bill with him. I'm probably looking to try to do that bill with somebody else who has a more level of integrity. I'm telling you right now, his integrity is real low. Now, when he joined that IDC, what did he join it and what did he get? He got a new, bigger office. He got more money for his staff. He's going to tell you that he joined it because he needed to get resources into the community. Clown statements. Clown statements, don't believe it. Let me tell you something. He's running around with all these little paper checks, giving out $20,000, giving out $15,000, giving out $50,000, giving out $100,000. Look, that's blood money. Sierra Leone blood money. If he was really a real Democrat and the Democrats were really in power in New York State, that $20,000 could have been $200,000. That $50,000 could have been $500,000. That $100,000 could have been $1 million. So essentially, you selling out our community just to get some crumbs, And so I found myself in a real precarious situation because this is the senator who is 70% of my district. It was like, you know what? This is what you're going to do. I just throw my hands and worry about Assemblywoman Diane Richardson in the 43rd AD. But what I will not have, and what I will not tolerate is somebody who recognizes that the true blue wave is coming. This whole Trump thing is out of control. New York State has to really be a real Democratic state. Now he sees that everybody is about to rally themselves on a real progressive candidate, getting themselves to a position where we're going to get some new leadership around here. You understand? And his tactic has become, let me try to tear down Diane Richardson so that I could lift myself up. Well, guess what, Senator Hamilton? We're going to vote you out. And so I'm telling everybody right now, on Thursday, because in September, Election Day is not a Tuesday. In September, Election Day is a Thursday. Thursday, September 13th, vote a different way. Vote a different way. I'll just say that right now. Vote a different way. We can't have nobody that doesn't have any integrity. You know that phrase that they say, mind your business? We know it to be a negative phrase. Mind your business. Well, now I'm saying to you, mind your business. This is your business. Mind your business. This is not me attacking somebody just because I want to attack them. This is me coming to you with straight facts. I'm telling you, do your research. I'm telling you, Google it. I'm not emotional. I may be angry. It's a statewide attack that was launched against me. He's a cover for this. I can't even make it up. I don't even know who's advising him. Whoever advised you to send a against Diane Richardson attacking me like this fashion, they need to be fired because that person has no strategy on your team. And so I'm just going to ask everybody, we just have to mobilize and we have to vote. We have to vote on September 13th. We have to vote on September 13th, and I need everybody to come and help me. My campaign office is going to be at 140 Empire Boulevard. That's Empire Boulevard and Bedford Avenue. I need you to volunteer some time. And if you cannot get down here to volunteer some time, I need you to please send me a donation, www.dianerichardson.net. And all the information about, you know, everything concerning me and stuff like that is all up there. But what I can tell you is this. Senator Hamilton's over for you. Talk about click on an email and dig in your grave at the same time. You know, the best thing you could have did, my man, was leave me alone. That was the best thing you could have done. Now, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be out here all day, every day, working against you. And I'm going to be educating every single resident that lives in our district about what you have been doing in Albany. And this is the problem that's going on in New York State, and this is the problem why people don't want to trust the Democratic Party, because you have people who get elected as Democrats, or you get people who get elected and they coming to you with all this activist stuff, acting like they really for the people, and as soon as they get elected, they forget where they're from. As soon as they get elected, they forget who put them in office, just so they could get a little extra money in their pocket. And it's sick of that. Everybody's sick of that at this point. And that's why you see what happened just last week with all the elections with the young lady going to Congress out of Queens. You know, people want change. People don't want this. So guess what? If I'm going to be guilty for always standing on the side of the people, then paint me guilty and I'll be proud to do that. But I'm never going to sell out the 43rd AD. I'm never going to try to take a few little crumbs, you understand, and get a little extra crumb money and then sell out the district for some crumb money. And then come back and tell y'all, oh, I had to do it. No, you didn't have to do it. You needed to have some courage, and you needed to stand strong. You needed to be a real Democrat. You needed to empower Andrea Stewart-Cousins so she could have been the real leader of the New York State Senate. You needed to go and you needed to try to work with other elected officials, or work with your other comrade who's sitting over there caucusing with the Republicans and try to swing him back over. But this is only part one of my live. I want y'all to tune in. I'm coming back with another live after this live, and I'm going to show you guys everything with charts and graphs and numericals. Like, I really want y'all to get y'all pen, get y'all paper, and write what I'm saying down and research this. Tell a friend, share this post. Jesse Hamilton is a Republican. He has got to go. I'm signing off.